we're doing this.
We
pressed the record button.
It made it out of the group chat.
It did. I never thought we'd make it to this point, but here we are. Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Jack Powers Show. Alongside me today is Nate Tubbs. Tubbs and I have gone way back with each other. We're going to dive into that today, but this is the Jack Powers Show, a new podcast we're bringing to you where we bring in people from behind the scenes. Maybe we talk sports, a little bit of everything, but more so we're really focusing on the people in the sports industry, and I think that's the most important aspect of this entire pod as we get going here. But this is the launch episode. We just wanted to introduce ourselves, tell you who we are, what we're bringing to the table, what you can expect coming ahead over the course of the next month, years, maybe, decade.
Hopefully.
Hey, let's do it. But first off, what's going to be different than what we maybe if you already have known Nate and I, what's different going ahead from what you've maybe previously seen or what you see from other podcasts? And number one, I think it comes down to sports podcasts right now are all debate shows. I think that's a big thing right now. And Tubbs and I did that for, 2.5
2
years,
plus.
3 years?
Yeah.
It was the Point podcast. We had a Breakpoint Sports thing while we were at San Diego State, where alongside Ryan Barney, huge shout out to Ryan, but we would just debate on, and it was fun. I can't say we didn't like it. We'd come in once a week almost and just rip each other's teams apart and have fun with it, talk college ball, talk it all.
Yeah.
But I think we really were just sitting here, and Nate, you and I have talked about this forever. We've been wanting to broaden our scope outside of the athlete realm, because I think we focused a lot on athletes in some of these podcasts, and bring in others to tell their story about who they are, how they got to where they are, everything you can imagine about all these different professions in the sports industry and how wild it is.
It feels like that's something anybody can do. And what on a weekly basis I felt I was getting the most joy out of was really learning what these players had to go through to get to where they were at the D1 level. And then it started to get the gears turning in my brain. When you're watching a game, you see all these people on the sideline. Every single one of those people has a story. Every single one of those people has seen things and has stories to tell that I really want to peel back. And I think that's the essence of what excites me about this podcast and this opportunity, is that these stories can have a platform. And now that we've been in this sphere, albeit a little bit for a few years now, I think we can really help amplify those stories and bring these people who are incredibly nice, incredibly interesting to the forefront, and hopefully see what they did to get in the positions that they're in, maybe a little bit about where they're heading, and just hear about some of those interesting things that they've gone through to get to the point that they're at right now. So, I mean, I'm blessed to be here, Jack, and I'm really I'm stoked. I'm excited.
Like you said, it made it out of the group chat. I think I think we're pretty shocked we got to this point. Even we pressed record, but I think we should kind of tell everybody what our backgrounds are and what we've done over, the last 3-4 years together. I'll kind of start with me, and then we'll kick it over back to you. But
for sure,
we're both SDSU journalism graduates. We grinded our way through journalism, which maybe wasn't really a grind to some of the majors at San Diego State, but
true.
We did do it. We started a podcast together first off. Of course, we just brought up the Point, bantered back and forth with each other once a week. And in one of my journalism classes, I had the interview just anything. I had to write an article on it. And I'm like, oh, this new NIL era is wild. Why don't I interview San Diego State's NIL people in Aztec Link? They're kind of the organization at the time that was running it all, and was doing this interview. And at the end with Austin Bolton, as Nate knows, just, hey dude, do you want a job? Yeah, I need a job. I'd love a job. Hey, we're not going to pay you. That's fine. I just want to get after it. And with the podcasting experience, he handed the We Believe Players podcast over to us too. And you and I came in and we started interviewing San Diego State athletes basically once a week. Started with football. We made our way all the way to water polo at one point. What else? We have softball. We we kind of baseball even. We kind of got all over the place. Got to meet some awesome folks in the athletic
We
department.
got it everywhere.
And that was kind of our first real life experience in the interviewing side of podcasting, I want to say.
Yeah, it got us onto the field at football games too. It opened up just so many doors. And I think that's what was really exciting is it felt like it was a step, maybe not the biggest step, but it was a step toward this overall goal that we both shared and we had both bonded over the years knowing each other in the journalism program. So I remember getting that call saying, hey,
Yeah.
we're not getting paid for this, but this could be something. This gets our foot in the door. And I mean, I couldn't be more thankful for that. Like, look at where it's gotten us now. It's
I mean, who was our first? Marquez Cooper was our first interview, running back who at the time led NCAA active leading rusher.
Total beast.
And then Jude Wolf, tight end from USC, who transferred down. Great time with Jude Wolf. We had some awesome interviews. Shannon Murphy with water polo, shout out to her. She was a great
PM
class.
Truckers.
Hey, PM Truckers, shout out them. They're still going hard too.
Heck yeah.
But yeah, we really kicked our foot in the door that way. And then I've been thankful enough to still be going with them and now finally getting a little bit of pay coming my way from them as well. But as their content director, so I'm kind of working with the football team a lot in this crazy recruiting world of the transfer portal, recruiting classes, and that's a whole nother topic in itself.
That's a podcast in itself, no question.
Yeah, it's a debatable topic. It's something I'm very willing to dive into, and it's the Wild West, that's for sure. We'll see what the NCAA does going forward, but that was our first gig. But my dream always was to be a play-by-play broadcaster for ESPN, Fox, the big networks one day. And so my first gig with that was with the San Diego Sharks, just a super low-level pro basketball team. You know, there's G League, and then there's all these little ones below that. So that's what I started with, I think, my junior year. And then met some folks along the way that hooked me up with some gigs, and now I'm broadcasting for Point Loma Nazarene University at the D2 level, doing all their sports, and hopefully USD this spring. But yeah, I'm going hard in the play-by-play broadcasting, working on my cadence, the way I talk on air, the fun words I throw in. But that's kind of all I've been doing, play-by-play broadcasting and working for Lynx still on the NIL side. But let's get to know you, Tubbs.
Let's get to know me. Yeah. And actually before that, I want to know, because this is actually good practice and good reps that'll carry into play-by-play, but what's your go-to 3-point nothing but net? What's been the call lately?
Okay, so I like to switch it up. I first started with the Sharks. I would always say cash money. Like it might have been my go-to word. I don't know if I even used a different word. The San Diego Sharks players loved it though. They'd always come up to me in the pregame going cash money. I loved it. I can't complain. I don't use that as much. It's still a good word.
You gotta evolve. You gotta keep it growing.
Yeah. As the game progresses, I like to get the words more meaningful. So at the start, it goes, it falls. Mm-hmm. There's a really good 3-point shooter on Point Loma named Tice Paulson. I love saying Tice is nice. Or if it's his third 3 of the game, which is very typical for him, thrice for Tice.
Yep. Thrice for Tice. There we go.
And then connects my buzzer beating play call that I haven't used much because I haven't called a lot of buzzer beaters is Candy. I haven't seen that one used. It's kind of like the bang.
Your bang. There
but
we go.
It's my bang.
Situational.
I've tested it out in some practice broadcasts, as crazy as that sounds, where I'm sitting on the computer and I'm staring at a basketball game, talking to myself, going through how I'd call the game. And I've done it a couple times and listen back and I'm like, you know what? It's worth trying one of these days when it happens in real life. So I'm waiting for that moment.
Yeah.
And I've never seen it used. I've never seen that call used.
Candy.
Hey, and if you're listening out there, don't take it. But yeah, talk about clutch has been a good one for me.
I know.
I always remember that, but
I listen when I can, and you do great work.
thank
I
you.
would still love to get in there on the color commentary with you one of these days. I think we got to make that happen.
I gotta talk to you more about that. Might be setting that up at
Okay.
Point Loma.
Okay.
Upgrading their production side.
That's what I like to hear. That actually transitions into a bit about me because
Yep.
all the way back in high school, we had a sports broadcasting program. Shout out Mr. Goldson. He's the GOAT. I haven't seen you in years, but he was he was a theater teacher, but also just had this love and passion. He was an encyclopedia for sports, and he created this program. It ended up really taking off after I graduated. So shout out Vista Now. But that got me some first
Did
early
you say
reps.
Vista?
Yeah, Vista Now. I went to Mountain Vista in Highlands Ranch, Colorado.
Okay, because I went to Vista Del Lago High School, and I was like,
I knew
"Hold
there
up,
was
dude."
there was something going on here. You know,
Yeah, something
Mountain
was-
Vista of the lake. We're viewing mountains, we're viewing lakes. This kind of speaks to the connection
Same
that
thing,
we got.
depending on the eye of the beholder, I guess.
Pretty much.
There we
But
go.
I got to call baseball, basketball, football, and it was just such a good time. I have so many fond memories. If I could go back in time, I would tell myself to really revel in it, relish in it, appreciate it, and then grind at it a bit more, because I think there was a bit of a regression once I got to college. It was like, okay, now I wish SDSU had a program like this, but they don't. I'm not really sure what I can do to build those reps back up without having the structure there for me. And that's why meeting you, Jack, was so inspirational to me, even if I'm not doing the play-by-play side of it. And, you know, I would love to seek these opportunities out, but it got me more in the headspace of what steps am I taking for myself? How am I going to do this and get to where I want to be myself and appreciate the opportunities that do knock on the door? And that came in the form of that phone call from Jack about the We Believe Network, about Aztec Link. And the way that transition was really beautiful. We were on the football field for the Aztec Fast showcase. It was, I think, our first time on the field at Snapdragon
First
Stadium,
time.
actually.
And what was wild, well, Sean Lewis had just become the head coach of the program
Right.
as well. So new head coach, new identity in the team, the fast motto they went by. So a lot of new stuff, and we were all new to this as well.
Yeah, we were like, what's a media scrum? Like, it sounds kind of phallic, but, you know, I'm asking around. I'm thinking to myself, there's only so many opportunities that you'll get to be here on this field. So you might as well act like you belong here. Or if you don't know what's going on, ask a question. Like, don't look like you just don't belong and are a fish out of water, even if that's exactly how I felt. So we navigated our way to the media scrum. We had Coach Lewis there. We had Lewis Brown, the fourth, there.
Oh my gosh,
And-
Lewis Brown, dude.
Another great podcast episode there. But we were getting in there. Like, I stuck my phone into the scrum, into just this group of media professionals who are there to get their soundbite, build their package out. And I was like, man, these are the people that I'm aspiring to be like. So I got to talking. I asked a question to who would later become friends of mine in Chase Isidoro and Bree Savant, who were there building a package out for KUSI. Like, hey, what do you guys do? Who are you here with? And how can I position myself to get to where you are? And there was something about just the initiative of asking that question that they both appreciated. So Chase was like, hey, KUSI runs the Prep Pigskin Report. I'm from Colorado. I didn't know how big the PPR was out here, or how important high school football is to San Diego and Southern California, maybe just California in general, compared to Colorado. It's
I didn't
incredible.
either.
Yeah.
No.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, Carlsbad.
It's probably, I mean, in the country,
Also San Diego.
one of the
Yeah.
most
No,
talented high school.
I think we should, and we'll
for
have
high
some
school
of these
football. I mean,
PPR people
you-
in the podcast
Julian
later.
Sane,
I'm
his
sure of it.
brother,
I
mean, the guy who had the
but
pick
it was
six
just
against him
so much
recently in the
fun
playoffs, too.
getting
He's from San
to
Diego.
ask those questions, have
Oh
a
my
little
gosh, we could go on
conversation.
and on about
And
guys.
I couldn't have dreamt that it would turn into another opportunity, because he's saying, Yeah, we hire interns, red jackets as they're known, for the Prep Pigskin Report to go out and report on these high school football games. And then you can get some more reps, see how things actually get translated into broadcast television. So he sends me a text a few months later saying applications are open, you should apply. And I ended up getting brought into the studio to do studio work, assistant producing, some editing, just being a lot closer, being actually there physically in the newsroom to make the Prep Pigskin Report happen, or at least be a part of it happening.
Which is just a go industry.
Exactly.
From what I've seen.
It's a lot of prep, and then ironically, Prep Pigskin Report. It's a lot of prep. And then but it can actually go kind of slow. You have on Friday nights, everybody's out at their game while the games are happening. We're watching sports. We're building the sports cast for our lead anchor, and then making sure all the scores, all the scripts, everything is formatted properly. All the video highlights are in, so that by the time the show is airing at 10:45, everything is where it needs to be. The anchors and reporters have all the information they need. It would not be possible without the huge operation that it employs. There's over 24 Red Jackets out there. There's several reporters.
And there's a majority of them are in college.
Yes, it's the most beautiful part about the show is that they employ people who just graduated high school that are interested in broadcast, people in college to give them an internship, to give them an in, people who just graduated college. I've been in college and now out of college section of that demographic, and they give you the most hands-on and I'd say beneficial teaching approach to actually see how to build skills and improve yourself in front of the camera, behind the camera, as an editor, as a live shooter. There's so many elements of the PPR that have taught me so much and opened so many doors. So I just finished my second season as our high school football season has now come to a close, and it's been so much fun. You'll probably peel back more layers on working on that show as time goes on, and especially as we hopefully get to meet some of the people that make that show possible. But it speaks to this idea that the people that you see on TV, or if you're at a game, that are just there doing their thing on the sideline, they could be photographers, reporters, and this is all just the media side of it. It's not even the team itself. They all have stories to tell. So I'm looking forward to being a small part of that, but really looking to amplify those voices and those stories.
Question for you when you were doing Kuzi, did you go out to games? I thought you were always in the production.
Yeah,
side.
so I did get to go to the games. It was rare. Okay. And more specifically around playoff time, because they want everybody to get their on-field experience. And most of those Red Jackets, the people my age, the interns that are working for the show, are field producers. So they're out there working with your videographers, shooting the highlights while they're writing out the script for the game and communicating with us in the studio. But by the time it's playoff time, they need people who are still capable of running the social media, taking some photos, and writing the script out, or just helping however's needed. And because I got cooped up in the studio all season, Mr. Brandon Stone, shout out, one of the great anchors, not just sports anchors, but great media professionals in San Diego. Yeah. He was like, let's bring you out into the fold. So I've gotten to cover a couple of games out there in person, and I'm sitting on some banger photos. I can't lie. I will toot my own horn there. I've been sitting on some bangers that, I gotta get out there and get posted, and hopefully the viewers can enjoy some of that. But
Nate, if you all out there are wondering, is a really good photographer. We used to have you out there for SDSU football, capture some cool flicks on the field during practice, even on game days too. Stories.
Yeah, I was out there. It inspired me to get a camera of my own, which, funny enough, I'm talking into right now. And I compared to the setups of these professional photographers, they have 400 millimeter 2.8 sports photography lenses. They're like
we
10
know some
grand.
videographers
It's crazy.
exactly like that.
I was not prepared for the cost of producing a nice image or a nice video, but it's really inspired me to improve my production skills. And that's kind of where I'm at right now, is freelance production and sports media.
There we go. Remember when I got my first camera?
Yes.
The hand. Oh my gosh.
That thing could zoom like crazy though.
Dude, yeah, like 30 times.
Crazy.
It was. We used it on the We Believe, We Believe Players Pod. We used to use it, and Breakpoint.
And your documentary
Absolutely
series.
Oh my, dude, yeah, that was a grind.
That's a whole grind that I
took
feel
on
like
a
the
task.
people should know about.
I took on a task. Aztec Link was like, "Hey, do you want to cover the off-season workouts that these guys go through?" And like, we're spanning January to mid-February. It's like a 7-week off-season weightlifting grind where they're going out to the beach here in San Diego. They're doing workouts on the beach. It's awesome to see. It's like military training almost, to be honest.
Oh, they worked with the SEALs, right?
They did. And they're like, "Hey, we want Chris Gorder, assistant strength coach with Jeff Sobel." Shout out those two. Keeping possibly them on the show. But dude, they would just they go at it, and you're there. I would wake up at 4:30 in the morning, show up to the facility by 4:45. We're driving to the beach at Coronado, and we're going at it. I'm getting sand in that camera. Oh my gosh. There's probably still sand grains in the camera as we speak.
Hurts my soul to hear a little bit, but it's a story. It's a story to tell with the camera. It's
downpouring rain. Other videographers, just put a trash bag over it. Do you have an extra? Like over here, like wiping. Dude, it was bad. That camera, I don't even want to use it really anymore. It's sad, and I paid too much for it. But let's transition to I think people. It's the Jack Powers show, but why Nate? Why Nate? And number one, I want to address that I'll probably be doing a lot of stuff individually, where I talk to the listeners, you guys directly. My focus will be on the West Coast when it comes to sports. Pac-12 conference. I'd love to talk about the Pac-12 conference as they enter a new era with all these new 8 teams coming from the Mountain West, Texas State along with them, and future members for basketball, Gonzaga, Dallas Baptist for baseball. People don't talk about them. They're so talented out there in Dallas. But a lot of these teams, and I think it's important to talk about this conference because I think the media, they've kind of backed away from the Pac-12. Not that they're wrong in doing so. There wasn't much to talk about. It was Washington State and Oregon State. But that's where a lot of my focus will lie, is bringing you Pac-12 updates, what I hear, what I see. I work closely, of course, with San Diego State, so I hear a lot of information coming in there, and the information I'm given the okay on to give to you guys. But I'd love to talk about the Pac-12, the future of that, rants about West Coast stuff, even, Oregon, UW, USC, UCLA, what's going on there with the Big Ten, Cal, Stanford, and the ACC. I think our niche has always been West Coast. We're diehard. You're a diehard Padres fan. I'm a diehard Seattle Mariners fan, being born and raised in Spokane, Washington. And so, we got the Vetter Cup to go back and forth on too, going into this season. Hey, look at Fernando. Unfortunately, I got Teo right there of the Dodgers, who's staring you down.
Unacceptable.
But that was a
unacceptable.
Mariner. That was a Mariner for
I understand, but you're really putting a Dodger up there with your own sports memorabilia.
I went to a game at Dodger Stadium against the Mariners. They were handing them out. Of course, they hand them out when the Mariners play them for the first time after Teo left.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
Interesting call on them. I got Brian Dutcher, SDSU basketball head coach, right there for you. But we'll talk about the Mariners and Padres in this Vetter Cup. Oh, he's got more to show. For those just listening, okay, I'll keep talking.
I can hear you. I just got a shout out. We got to shout out Dutch.
Hey, for those just listening and not watching the video version, he has an awesome picture with Coach Dutch. He's trying to get.
Come on, get in focus, Dutch.
Is that your dad with you there?
Yeah, this is me and Pops. There we go.
Oh, there we go.
That's me. That's Pops. There's Dutch. the
Yeah.
GOAT. And this is actually from the Snapdragon Stadium Aztecs home opener,
Really?
the inaugural home opener.
Against Zona.
Yes, September 2022. I remember just how hot it was. Oh my
yeah.
goodness. We had
You folks
people
have
in the
never been to
band
Snapdragon
passing
Stadium?
out. It was one of the most brutal games I think I've ever been to. And it was highlighted by Dutcher because we got absolutely throttled that game. But
Well, let me tell a little story here. First
Yeah.
off, Snapdragon Stadium, for those who don't know, has no shade. Absolutely no shade.
no.
No hate to the people that built it or planned that out. Did they intend on that? Probably not. But they had cooling fans going on in that game. They're playing Arizona. Fun fact about Arizona. I've grown up a huge Washington State fan. And Jaden DeLora, who had played for Wazoo, who was, I mean, no hate to him, but he got a lot of DUIs up in Pullman, transferred to Zona, and he's the Zona starting quarterback against San Diego State in their home opener at Snapdragon Stadium. And I remember them backed up on like the 5-yard line in their own territory. SDSU's trying to get a safety, and fans are screaming DUI, DUI, and just getting in his head. I don't know, they come down and score a touchdown, and I just remember him just flipping the crowd off. I was just like, can't stand this Delora guy.
Yeah.
What a dude! I looked like a tomato the next 3 weeks after that game.
Yeah,
probably.
you can see this complexion. The white balance might be off on the camera a little bit, but we're both prone to sunburns.
Yeah.
And yeah, boy, I was
don't think I had
peeling.
sunscreen with me either.
No, neither did I.
I
was
play it
peeling.
smart. And
Not
you know,
good.
were we sophomores?
Yeah, that was sophomore year because our freshman
our
year,
sophomore year.
they were still building
Playing
the,
up in
the stadium.
Inglewood.
Yeah, way out yonder. I never made it to a game up there.
They tried
But
to bus students up there.
We were pretty good. We were pretty good that freshman year.
12 win season, I want to say. Or
Yeah.
12 win. No, 10 win.
10 win, and then
Something like that.
it was a pretty major regression.
Well,
Maybe-
our first year covering it, junior year, they went 3-9. That was
Yeah.
Sean Lewis's first year. And then
the
this
growing
year,
pains.
we're doing the podcast after the conclusion of the season, but they went 9-3 in the regular season, lost to North Texas this year in the bowl game, the Alamo Bowl, which North
was a great
Texas
game.
was one of the best offenses in the country this season.
Yeah, they were
why
ranked
their head
24.
That's a Wazoo head coach, by the way. Just had the
You know
Texas.
all the Wazoo connections. It's crazy.
He recruited Cam Ward,
Wow.
and John Mateer, who Mateer's
Wow.
now at Oklahoma balling
Yeah,
out.
that's right.
My Heisman pick next year.
You've been speaking good on John Mateer's name, and I think he's been backing it up.
Yeah. Well, we got a little off track here. But
Yeah, we
why did I pick you to be
Yes.
doing these interviews with these people in the sports profession? Well, of course, I have a ton of podcasting experience with Nate. I've gone way back with you on that. I find it so easy to bounce back and forth with questions when we've asked athletes, as we go into people higher up in the sports industry, wherever that may be. But I just feel like it's always been easy with you, and I'm sure you've felt the same
Likewise.
way. Hopefully,
of
Yeah.
course.
But I also think every time we talk, even now, that
You're making me blush.
we give each other so much insight and motivation. I mean, dude, we sat down and we met out at a coffee shop to plan this out and maybe get the
Yeah.
gears going on it. And you were like, 30 minutes max, I think I said I was like, hey, I just want to chat for 30 minutes,
Yeah.
catch up with you, but also go over this. Dude, we might have been there an hour and a half or so.
Yeah,
and
we
sitting
were.
out in the sun. I came home a little burnt.
Yeah, I was
after.
flushed for sure.
So, I mean, that just, and dude, you started going into my career, what I should do more on socials to put myself out there. And dude, we were just going back and forth.
Yeah.
We were going off topic of the podcast future, like it's far future.
Right.
It was crazy, but that's just always how it's been with us, I think.
I agree. I think it's easy to feel energized when we're talking, and especially getting to interview these players as we've gotten to do over the years has just been so much fun. Like you're asking the questions that I wouldn't think of. I'm asking the questions that maybe you wouldn't think of, but they work together really, really nicely. And I think there's just never been a moment that we take each other too seriously or take ourselves too seriously
No.
when we're in that room together. And that's just, that's a connection that you don't just give up that after you graduate college. Like
It was a no-brainer for me to even. It was
thank
like,
you.
I have
Thank
to
you.
text Tubbs.
I appreciate you.
And for those that don't know, we go by the last names here all the time.
Oh
Nate's
yeah.
Tubbs, I'm Powers. So if you ever get confused on that, there's kind of your chance to learn it. But I mean, let's dive into kind of for the listeners. I mean, we're already 30 minutes in. Like we said, we planned on only being on the pod for 30 minutes, and here, look at us
Yeah,
go.
we'll run through this with
But,
efficiency.
But like, what can listeners expect from us? I think that's something important for them to know. What you can expect is people in the sports industry across the board. I mean, we're talking athletes, sports broadcasters. I, in my career, have met numerous play-by-play broadcasters. We're talking ESPN on the production side, people in the local area here in the San Diego Mecca. I mean, when it comes to athletes and broadcasters, and same for Tubbs when it comes to Kuzi and Fox, he has so many connections that we're going to bring on this show. We're not going to promise anybody, of course, but we know a lot of people who do want to share their stories within those two industries that we're very familiar with, and throw in coaches as well.
Yeah.
We might have a big time coach coming up, pretty big time. Maybe a little ring on his finger as well. You know,
Ooh, you're revealing some information here, Powers.
I don't know. People might want to keep an eye out for that. But also, outside of the career athletes and broadcasting side, we know a lot of people in the creative world too.
Yeah.
We're talking videography, photography. Those are also people that I think would love to share their story, their journey into that industry. It's a weird industry, and it's a growing market as well. Social media, of course, is the new medium, and I mean, we know, gosh, probably
some very
dozens of
talented people
and very talented people that will go. I mean, we're talking they'll be in the NFL doing videography probably in the next year, like, and that's not under a statement at all.
Without question.
And then on top of that, college GMs, whole new era. Like,
I didn't even know that
is-
existed before like 6 months ago.
Exactly. GMs are the new thing in college football specifically, but they're in basketball. Shaquille O'Neal's the GM for Sacramento State for men's basketball, like stuff like that.
Crazy.
But GMs are a new thing. I think we could get them in. People on the business side, the ticketing side, the marketing side. I mean, we're talking all those niches and we're combining them to one here in sports. And I think that's important for you all to know out there is that Nate and I have so many connections we've made, not just in the San Diego area, but you know, I've lived in the Sac area, the Spokane area. Nate's been here with San Diego your whole life, correct? So, I mean, he knows a little bit of everybody as well. So, we're gonna bring them all in, and we want to share their knowledge with you guys, and we also, at the end of the day, want to learn some stuff too from these folks.
100%. Yeah, we're hoping that our curiosity will be of your benefit, because if you are interested in working in the sports realm or just have a general curiosity about the personalities, about the experiences of these people who have called it a career, I think you're going to find this podcast interesting. I think you're going to glean some useful information out of it. And hopefully you'll get to know some people that you might not have otherwise thought of at all. And they're still so integral to the whole ecosystem of sports that we've been exposed to over the years. So I'm very excited. You know, I think, those lessons learned, it's something that, you know, we of course will have our own takeaways, but everybody's going to relate to it differently. Everybody's going to be able to apply these things and these lessons to themselves and their own paths, whether it's sports or just life in general. So I think these are, albeit lofty, these are the expectations and these are the goals for me, and I know for you as well, Jack, of this podcast.
And I know to some of the folks I've reached out to about coming on the show, they are very eager to share those lessons learned. And even for us, we've learned lessons in the sports industry already at a young age, I think.
100%.
That is stuff we wish we had known. And that's the goal of this. So if you're a student out there in college still, even high school, I mean, wherever you're getting started, like this is the show for you, especially if you're already a young professional like us. This is just another place we want to share that knowledge. And maybe if you're listening out there and you are a young professional in the sports world and you have a story you want to share, contact us. We'd love to have you on. We don't want to make this seem like we're only the big wigs and we're only bringing in the top people. I mean, that's not what it's about here in any sort of way.
It's the little voices that really count and really build things up. I think a great place that you can start is by following the podcast, following the Jack Powers Show on Instagram, man. Like or ladies, it's going to be helpful, obviously, for us. But just if you are interested in this exposure and want to ultimately become a part of it, following's a great place to start.
100%. And again, we're on Instagram, YouTube. We'll have a Twitter going probably too that I haven't made, but the username was there. The Jack Powers Show. Super simple to find. Just probably type in Jack Powers and it'll be there as well. And then Nate Tubbs, follow his socials, and Jack Powers, of course, is me. But that's that's our story. That's what we've been through. We wanted to share all our knowledge here on the Launch Pod of what you can expect, who we are, so we don't just come out of the gate with an interview and you don't know what we've been doing or if we're the right guys for the job. And maybe we aren't, but we'll find out.
No, I think this is exactly what the podcasting world needs. It needs 2 more white guys talking sports.
There we go.
No, we promise to bring something interesting, something fresh, something new to the table, because we don't want to just blend into the whole world of take sports. I forget
it's too competitive of a market.
It's not worth it. It's fun to vent out your take maybe with friends while you're watching a game.
And we will on here. We will. Yeah, I think we won't. But
there's absolutely room for it. But having that be the sole purpose, I think other people are doing that a bit better. Other people might have a bit more credibility on that front. So we want to work with where our credibility is, and that's interviewing people. That's getting to know these stories and bringing them closer to you.
Of course. Well, with that being said, thank you all for tuning in to the Jack Powers Show. As always, here for the interviews will be Nate Tubbs. Thank you, Nate, for just hopping on with me here for, I guess, almost 40 minutes and just talking about yourself, too.
It's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it too. Well, as that being said, we'll drop teasers on socials, so make sure to follow us there, as Nate said and I said. And we'll see you when we do the first interview.